Hi guys! For this video, I'm going to show you how I made this cup holder bag charm. Making this a bag charm is optional, but I'm gonna show it here in this video. For this tutorial, we're using a polyester 8 ply. So this is a size 2 yarn. For the hook size, I'm using 2.5 millimeter hook. Of course, we will also be needing a stitch marker, a yarn needle, and this tiny snap lock. The size of the snap lock I use is 8.5 millimeter. We also need a tape measure. And for your reference, I used this cup. So this is a 16-ounce cup for the sample. So for pattern overview, the pattern will start with the chain, and then we'll work on rounds to build up the rows from there. And then we won't cut the yarn unless of course you want to change the color, and then we'll make the strap. After that, we'll just attach it on the opposite side. So to start with making a slip knot. And with your slip knot, create 42 chains. So yarn over, pull through the loop, make 42 chains or any number multiple of 3 until you reach your measurement. I completed my 42 chains, so this is 7 inches. Okay, right here I'm measuring it at 7 inches. So if you pull it slightly, it will stretch up to 7.5 to 8 inches. Now that you have your chain, we're going to connect the ends by making a slip stitch in the first chain, like so. And make sure that your chain doesn't twist. So we'll continue with row 1. You're gonna chain 1, and in the same chain as your slip knot or slip stitch, we're going to make our first single crochet. I also like to work through the tail because this way I no longer have to weave the ends later. And now you'll just continue making one single crochet in each chain around. In this pattern, I am also using just the back loop or the upper loop of the chain. But if you prefer to use the back bump or both loops of the chain, that's also okay. I'm gonna complete making one single crochet around, and I'll finish in the last chain. After you make the last single crochet, you should have a total of 42 single crochets. And to finish the row, we're going to make a slip stitch in the first single crochet, like so, and pull through the loop. Now we already completed row 1. We'll continue with row 2, chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and we'll put a stitch marker on the third chain. Now we're going to work on the opposite direction. So turn your work and make a double crochet in the next stitch. This is your first double crochet or first stitch. Your next stitch will be here. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two, and yarn over, pull through two. So this counts as your first and second double crochet. Chain one, and then we'll make the mesh. So we're gonna skip one and make a double crochet in the next stitch. Yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two, and then make one more double crochet in the next stitch. So the pattern will be chain one, skip one, double crochet in the next two stitches. So again, chain one, skip one stitch, and then make two double crochet in the next two stitches. So one double crochet, next stitch, two double crochet. Now I'm just gonna repeat that until we reach the end of the row, and the last stitch will be a chain one. Okay, so now I have the last double crochet. We still have one stitch left, and we're gonna chain one and make a slip stitch on top of the chain three. So remove your stitch marker, insert your hook, and pull through the loops. So we've completed the row two. Now for row three, we're gonna chain one, turn your work to work on the opposite direction. Now your first single crochet will be in the same stitch as your chain one. So right here. Now place a stitch marker in the first single crochet. Then make one single crochet in the chain. So I'd like to make the single crochet into the chain and not into the chain space. So I'm going to insert in the chain and make a single crochet. But if you're struggling or you find it difficult to insert in the chain, you can definitely use the chain space. So like this. So instead of the chain, we're just going to insert in the chain space and make your single crochet. But I'm not going to do that. Okay. And after that, we'll just continue making one single crochet in each stitch around. So insert your hook on top of the double crochet from previous row and make a single crochet. And again, into the chain or into the chain space. So continue doing this until you finish the row. So now I'll just continue making one single crochet around until I reach the last stitch, and I'll meet you right here. I've completed row 3. To finish the row, make a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet. So remove your stitch marker, insert your hook, and make a slip stitch. Just pull through the yarn. So you completed row 3. So to continue row 4 it's also a single crochet row. So we're going to chain one, and every start of the row, you're going to turn your work to work on the opposite direction. Your first single crochet will be in the same stitch as your chain one. So yarn over and pull through two loops. Place a stitch marker on top of the first single crochet or the first stitch. Now we're just making one single crochet in each stitch around. So your total number of single crochet for row 4 will still be the same, which is 42 single crochets or 42 stitches. All right, guys, so now I'm just going to continue making the single crochet around, and I'll meet you when you reach your last stitch. Okay, guys, so I completed the last stitch of this row, and to finish the row 4, we're going to make a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet, like so. So insert your hook and just yarn over and pull through the loops, and chain one, and then we're gonna turn our work to work on the opposite direction, and now make a single crochet in the same stitch as your chain one. So this is going to be the repeat of row 4, just a single crochet around, and you should still have a total number of stitches, which is, for me, it's 42 single crochets. All right, guys, so I completed few more rows. So I repeated from row 2 until row 5. So that's the double crochet row and 3 single crochet rows. I'm not going to cut my yarn because I'm not changing color. But if you want to change your color, you can cut the yarn and attach the new yarn. So to start with the strap, chain 1, and in the same stitch as your chain 1, we're going to make our first single crochet. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. So I'm going to add a stitch marker in the first stitch. Now for the thickness of the strap, I only made 5 single crochet. So I'm making 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and I'll make 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches, a total of 5 single crochets. Okay, so as you can see, guys, I have 5 single crochets, and this is how thick I want the strap. But if you want it thicker, you can add more single crochet, or if you want it like a smaller size or width for the strap, then you can just make less stitch. So I chain 1 and turn my work. So now we'll be working single crochet, so 1 single crochet in each stitch. So for me, again, that's only 5 single crochets. Okay, so I completed row 2 and I'm just going to repeat the same process. Chain 1, turn your work and single crochet in each stitch across. And repeat this step until you have a total of 75 rows. So this is how a total of 75 rows looks like. And then once we have that, we're going to attach it on the opposite side. So I'm just going to continue. This is how my strap looks like. So you can have more rows for your strap or less, depending on how long you want your strap to be. Once you have the length of the strap you want, lay your work flat like this. And we're going to attach the strap on the opposite end. Just gonna place a stitch marker so I know where to start. After you attach the strap, just weave your ends. I'm just gonna weave my ends, and next step will be adding the snap lock. Adding a chain to your cup holder is optional, but I'm going to show you how to add the snap lock in this tutorial. So fold your cup holder like this so we can mark where we're going to add the snap lock. I'm using a safety pin to mark the placing of my snap lock. Okay, guys, so I'm done sewing the snap lock and I'll just show you how to fold. So if you lay your work flat like this, you're going to fold from the opposite side to where the snap lock is showing. So just fold the cup holder and then wrap the strap around and your snap lock will meet and you can just close it like that. Our project is now finished. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you do, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on our next tutorial. Bye!